as we get closer to the election, there are a lot fewer undecided voters. Some polls indicate really down to like 1-2%. So we're playing the game, to use a cliched sports metaphor, between either the 48-yard lines or maybe the 49-yard lines. So there is less room to move, to swing, few people to persuade. This is now the third debate. In some ways you could see it as the rubber match. Mitt Romney did quite well in the first one, and Barack Obama did better than Mitt Romney in the second one. But I don't think people are looking at this like a playoff series. 2 out of 3 wins the day. I think each candidate has given their supporters what they needed to give them in the first 2 debates, and the third one being about foreign policy, supposedly exclusively, is going to be something that may not move a lot of voters who have yet to be moved. It seems, looking at the second debate, that Barack Obama has a real strong advantage in foreign policy. There was one question in the second debate. It was about the Libyan episode, and Mitt Romney completely botched it. Barack Obama looked confident, strong, steely. He glared at Mitt Romney in a way that felt like a knockout punch. You can expect plenty of that again Monday night in Boca. Mitt Romney's general critique of the president in foreign policy has been one of over-the-top and somewhat hollow rhetoric. The president apologizes for America. He's weak. His policy is unraveling. A lot of these things are either false or don't have a lot of backup. And when Mitt Romney has tried to talk in specifics about foreign policy to sort of fill in these large themes, it hasn't succeeded. He attacked the president in Syria, but came up with a policy that was more or less what the president and the administration is already doing. On Iran, he talks tough, but he doesn't really have a much bigger or better idea of what to do in Iran. He says, I'll have tougher sanctions. But if you have tougher sanctions, then maybe you lose international support and the sanction regime falls apart, and that's actually better for Iran. If the U.S. goes tough, but the other people don't participate and the sanctions deteriorate outside of the U.S., that might actually be a better position for Tehran. So again and again and again, Mitt Romney hasn't had a lot of specific things to say. He'll get tougher in China. Every candidate, Democratic, Republican, that's a challenger says that. He's had a lot of investments in China. We've written about them here at Mother Jones. And no doubt the president will be well prepared to point that out. Can you explain that on that 47% video, which we here had something to do with, you espoused a position on the Middle East conflict that is completely different than what you've said publicly? I think he has a weak hand to play, and we'll just see how it plays out.